Welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads, and this is our 8-session masterclass on how to make $250,000 a year or more in real estate. So I'm super excited to get on with this next round of classes here. This is our third time doing this. Typically, we're going to do this like once a quarter. So every quarter we'll redo it fresh. We'll put it up on our YouTube channel, make sure it's available for you right there. And as always, as you go through the class today, make sure that you type in any questions, any comments, what have you. The first part of the class today, it's a 2-hour class. So each of the 4 sessions will be 2 hours. And today we're going to cover the presentation. We're going to cover the big picture. How does all of this work? Because I think instead of just getting into, the things to do, if you understand the big picture first, it's going to be a lot more clear. I think you're going to trust the process more. You can ask questions about things that you maybe don't understand. And then when we get to the second part today, which would be in hour number 2, we're going to be doing how to market a coming soon, just listed or active listing to generate somewhere between about 30 to 120 leads. Don't quote me on that. When we get to that section, you'll see the exact numbers there. But so today we're going to go from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the overview. And then from 3 to 4 p.m., we're going to cover coming soon, just listed, and active listing marketing. So again, everybody confirm you can see my screen, you can hear me talking, and that you are ready to go with this, because I'm telling you, this is amazing stuff that we're going to be doing here today. So Nancy says she can't see my screen. Everybody else, we're good to go? Awesome. Thank you, everybody. How to make $250,000 a year in real estate. So the things that we are going to discuss in the first part of the session today is, how much money do you want to make this year? Maybe it's less, maybe it's more, but $250,000 is what we're going to hang our hat on. We got to have something to shoot for, but I will show you a little bit later where you can go and play with the numbers and really make this specific for you. We're also going to then talk about, if you want to make X number of dollars a year, how many leads you need to generate and from where. Not all leads are the same. We're going to cover the 5-weekly lead gen engagement and conversion playbooks. So you're literally going to have a checklist, a roadmap that you can just literally check off to know if you're getting stuff done or not. And then lastly, we're going to talk about, what do you do after you generate leads to get listings and buyers? And I'll tell you, the playbooks, so in line 3, the 5-weekly lead gen engagement and conversion playbooks, a lot of the stuff that are in these playbooks, that are on these checklists, are related to both engagement and conversion, in addition to straight up lead generation. So I wanted to just get the idea that a lot of the stuff works together. It's not about just doing a Facebook ad. It's not just about doing an open house. It's how does all this stuff work together so that the parts are greater than the sum, or is it the other way around? That the sum is greater than the parts. That's what we're trying to do here. So here are some quick numbers. You can play around with this at listingstoleads.com/calculator. But you can see here, if I want to make $250,000 next year, and my average sales price of a home in my area is $425,000, or at least that's my average, with an 80-20 commission split, my gross commission before my split is $10,625. After the split would be $8,500, meaning I would need to sell 2.5 homes a month, right? As the listing agent or the selling agent, which is also 30 homes a year. I like to break that down because I want to have both a monthly goal and I want to have a yearly goal as well. So I can keep track. It's easy to keep track month to month. Did I sell 2.5 homes? Did I sell 2? Did I sell 3 homes this month as either a listing or a selling agent? And that's easy to track while having your yearly goal there. Because some months you may only sell 2 homes. Maybe you sell 1 home, but then the next month is 3 homes. So that's why having both a monthly and a yearly number can be really good for you. Just help you stay on track a little bit. Now, for a lot of you where you live, the average price of a home that you're buying and selling is going to be greater than 425, might be less than 425. Your commission split may be different. Go to listingstoleads.com/calculator. And there you can play with all the numbers. There's even a few other numbers that you can play with there so that you can actually see for you, all right, how many homes would you need to sell a month and a year to get to your financial goal? And then how many leads would you need to generate to make that happen? Now, a little bit ago, I said, how many leads do you need to generate and from where? Again, this is not about Facebook ads only. Our Facebook ads platform is one of the best in the industry. I've had coaches coming to us. I've got top agents, teams coming to us that are just blown away by what they can do with Listings to Leads Facebook ad platform. But there's so much more to Listings to Leads than that. So, for example, in the example I just gave here, trying to make $250,000 with an average sales price of $425,000 and so on and so forth, I'm going to need to generate 250 leads a month. That's not that hard. It's really not. Now, the breakout, again, it's not all going to be from social media, but 188 of those 250 leads, right, should be from social media. Now, again, keep in mind, all of these numbers are estimates and averages based on our doing this for the last 13 years. We've been around for 13 years doing this, working with new agents, working with top agents, working with experienced agents, all sorts of agents all around the industry. And so just kind of keep in mind, all of these numbers are averages. And in your particular market, maybe you need to generate 200, maybe it's 150. So just get the idea. Don't sit there and hang on 188. Just get the ideas here of what the percentages should look like. So again, we got 188 leads from social media, 13 leads from your farm, 25 leads from the seller's sphere of influence, and 25 leads from your database. On the graph there, you're going to see there are some boxes there in blue, particularly along the top of the property there, or on top of the house, starting with social media ads from listings, yours or borrowed, and then working our way down. We got the social media free content post. On the right side there, near the top in blue, social media ads for PDF guides. Top center of the house, market update, new construction, down payment assistance. So those are different ads and landing pages that we've got at Listings to Leads. And so that kind of makes up a lot of the social media stuff. We got short form video scripts. And there's a lot of stuff for social media that we've got. So a lot of the leads are going to come from social media. And that's to be expected because it's super easy. But those leads are typically a little bit further out, a little bit longer out to close. Now you're going to find out that's not always the case, but just have in your mind, generally speaking, social media leads, you can get a lot of them, but they typically take a little bit longer to close. And that's why I don't want you sitting there going, I did a Facebook ad, I got 20 leads. So that's really awesome. It's great. But if you're not leveraging the farm, the seller sphere, your database, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Then we see the farm with 13 leads, and that's going to be things like letters and postcards, sign writers and listing flyers, and going after FSBOs and expires. We've got the seller sphere of influence. So we got tools that when you've got a listing that the seller can take advantage of. And I talk to agents all the time. They get great leads, get listings, get buyers from the seller sphere of influence using our tools. And then lastly there, and it's actually set up perfectly because all of these leads are going to fall into your database. You might be using KV Core, you might be using Boomtown, Sierra Interactive, Chime, Wise Agent, I don't care. But as these leads are dropping into your database, again, Listings to Leads has some phenomenal tools to help make sure that you are getting as many listings, as many buyers out of your database as possible, no matter where that database sits. So we got 5 playbooks. These are 5 core playbooks that we've literally been training on for the last, in part, because we didn't have PDF guides 8 years ago, but we've been training on parts of this and now all of it for the last 13 years. And so what we've done is we're just like, you know what? We can do training and we can do all this kind of stuff, which is great. And that's what we're doing here even. But it's also good if I can give you a checklist that you can just sit there and you'll know if you got it done or not. And so before we get to that next part, I'm going to show you 3 pictures and I want you to tell me what you see that is similar, that is the same, that there's a common thread here between these 3 pictures I'm going to show you. All right. That's Andy Reid. He won the Super Bowl last year, or earlier this year, I guess, 2023 with the Kansas City Chiefs. We got Steve Kerr, won the NBA championship last year. We got Eula Wang, who is a world-renowned pianist, plays all over the world at the top music halls. And so as we look at all three of these pictures, Eula Wang, Steve Kerr, Andy Reid, type into the chat, what is it that you notice about these three photographs? Top performers, top coaches, top pianists. Steve Kerr was a top player. I don't know Andy Reid's background, unfortunately, but the guy's a legend as a NFL coach. But what they've all got in common here is they're all holding a playbook. They're essentially holding a checklist, a playbook of what they're going to do from the first note through the last note, from the first period through the last period, and from the first quarter through the end of the game. They all have a playbook. They've all got a checklist of what to do at different times to take advantage of the opportunity to win the game, or in your case, to grow the business. And so we're going to just poke our heads into the accounts really quickly, then we're going to get back out of here. But I want you to see here, we have got the playbooks and the checklist for you. So we're going to come back to this a little bit later, but I just want you to understand, we have literally put this in a checklist format that all you have to do is work it out, way down the checklist. And the more you do it, the quicker you're going to get with it, the better results you're going to get with it, the more fun you're going to have with it, the more your business is going to grow with it. And you don't have to even wonder. You'll never have to wonder again, well, what am I going to do next week to finally get some business in? We've got the checklist right there. You're going to start working on them to where you can get all 5 done every single week. Now, that may sound absolutely crazy. That may sound like there's no way as a new agent that doesn't have a lot of tech experience that you'll never be able to do that. But I promise you, you will be able to do it, and you will do it because as you start working with Playbook 1 and you start seeing the benefit it is having to your business, you're going to want to, and you're going to be more inspired to get through Playbooks 2 through 5. There's a lot of commonality between them. So once you learn Playbook 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 become pretty easy. They all become pretty easy. So I just want you to understand that it is not, right? It is not about just doing these couple of things. We literally have the checklist for you. We've got the training for you. All you have to do is do it. All you have to do is do it. Pay attention to your results, tweak things a little bit as you're going through it, and you're going to absolutely love it. Your business is going to love it. Your family is going to love it. Everyone around you is going to absolutely love it. So let's get into those. Where are these leads going to come from? Because I want you to have a little bit better of an understanding of what does this whole thing look like? What is this universe of lead generation, lead engagement, branding, marketing? What does that whole universe look like out there? Because unfortunately, way too many of us sit there and we stop at the Facebook ads of a listing maybe, and we never explore it any further. So with that said, listings are really my favorite way to start generating leads because they're going to generate a lot of leads. They're usually a really good price per cost per lead. You can use your listings or listings that you borrow. It really doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter. So even if you have no listings, you can get involved with this right away. Just go borrow a listing from somebody in your office. If you're not sure how to do that, ask your broker. Just tell your broker, hey, listen, I want to make $250,000 this year. I've got the plan in place to do it. I got the checklist to keep me on track, but I don't have any listings. And I love to be able to market a listing to start generating some leads. And your broker is going to be so thrilled. Your broker is going to absolutely love you for the initiative that you're taking to grow your business. So ads for listings, absolutely awesome. When you use the Facebook ads platform and listings to leads, all the leads are going to come with first and last name, time frame to buy or sell, phone numbers, email addresses, and it literally takes about 30 seconds to do. So it's so funny. Yeah, a couple of times during the week, I hop on YouTube and I'll watch some of these Facebook real estate trainers, and they're in the ads manager, and it literally takes 20 minutes just to get everything set up before you even really start working on the ad. That is absolutely nuts. And listings to leads, we've got everything preset. We've been doing this, like I said, for 13 years. we've got the Facebook ads platform built into Listings to Leads with everything set up. You're going to be absolutely floored at how easy this is. Absolutely floored. So keep in mind, yeah, all the leads from the Facebook ads platform, Facebook/Instagram. When you do it the way I show you, first and last name, time frame to buy or sell, phone numbers, and email addresses. So check out this video. This is from about 2 weeks ago from an open house ad.
I got 3 active buyers and 1 seller lead, and we will be listing their home later this summer.
How awesome. That's from an open house ad on Facebook. Here's another one just from about a month ago.
15 leads overnight. I'm working with 2 for a future deal.
These leads on Facebook can absolutely pop quickly. You can get listings from a buyer ad. So you might be promoting a borrow listing that is active. Maybe it's on the market for 6 months. And as you're generating leads and you're following up with them, there's a thought I always figure between 15 and 25% of the buyer leads you generate actually have a home to sell. They actually have a home to sell. So as you heard right there, right? Marketing an open house, generating leads, with one ad, and I think it was like in 1 or 2 days, already 2 buyers that she's working with and a listing, already had the listing appointment, got the listing. They're working on it to get it ready to list here pretty soon from one open house ad for $35. How absolutely nuts is that? Now, another thing that you can market through Listings to Leads are PDF guides. And these are absolutely awesome. You got 75 of them in your accounts, all branded to you, 75 plus, all branded to you. All you got to do is advertise them, and it's absolutely awesome. The thing I love about the PDF guides is that they're a little bit more mid-funnel. You might find, I don't want to put any numbers, but it's easy to click an ad with a pretty home. Because I just want to see the kitchen. I want to see what the backyard looks like. I may or may not actually be looking to buy or sell, but it's just such a great looking property. I just want to check it out. With the PDF guides, it's a lot different. No random person is going to click on an ad about the 5 dangers of overpricing your home unless they're interested in that topic. Does that make sense for everybody? So the ad for the PDF guides were absolutely awesome. Now the leads are usually more expensive. The buyer leads coming in off a PDF guide usually range between $4 and $8 versus a listing might come in anywhere from 50 cents to $6. And a seller lead, which typically would be like $6 to $15 on a pending or just sold listing, on a PDF guide, it might come in between $10 and $20 a seller lead. But again, name, email, phone number, and purchase or selling timeframes. So you're getting a lot of great information. This is not just a name and email. It's not just an address. You are getting the information you need to be able to follow up with these people immediately. Other types of things you can do on social media. So what is your home worth? Get your free home evaluation estimate. Down payment assistance. That's an awesome one. And new construction homes. All right. So we've got landing pages. We've got PDF guides on all of these topics. So there's a lot of ways you can go after these markets on social media. Other things that we offer are in our new tab called social, where you got a lot of different topics that you can post about automatically. So you can go in there and you can set up your posting schedule and topic that you want to pull from, and getting a lot of great feedback on this as well. So this is more topical things, national, international holidays, random days of National Pretzel Day, National Puppy Day, things like that. We make a lot of fun with these things, and there are a lot of great engagement opportunities, more than you'd actually think at first glance. And so we'll be getting into that a little bit later as well. All the ads and Listings to Leads, you can use video with. So we actually provide some videos, but let's say you want to do an ad for a listing, or an ad for a PDF guide, or an ad for what is your home worth. All of those ads, you can actually swap out the images with your own videos. So if you got a great video, like you did a great video on your new listing, it is so easy to use Listings to Leads. And I'll be showing you how to do that to promote that video as well. So if you are really getting into video, I just want you to know Listings to Leads is probably the best platform for not just getting video on social media, but getting video on social media in a way that's going to promote your brand and generate leads. So we'll be getting into that as we go through this presentation, probably in the second part there when we get actually into marketing a listing. So in a recent spend of $500,000 through the Listings to Leads ads platform, buyer leads coming in at $297 each. Again, name, email, phone number, and buying time frame. Seller leads are coming in on an average of $12.69. And again, name, email, phone number, and selling time frame. The average ad will have about 1,000 to 3,000 brand impressions, and all of these leads are exclusive. There's no referral fees. And here's the thing. We don't charge a service fee to run an ad. There are vendors out there. There are even vendors out there that are part of a company's approved supplier program that charges 30% for every ad. Have you guys ever heard of that kind of thing? Like literally charging 30% of the ad budget as a service charge to use their platform. Are you kidding me? Who the heck wants to pay a 30% service charge? I thought Ticketmaster was nuts. You got a Ticketmaster, you go buy a ticket for $200 as if that wasn't bad enough. And Ticketmaster wants to charge you $40 service fee, a $10 download fee. And so the idea of using some platform and paying a 30% service charge to run an ad, I'd rather put that money into my budget. And that's what at Listings to Leads you get to do. So everyone just type into the GoToWebinar control panel real quickly. Everybody following along okay so far? Is this making sense? We got a lot more to get to. So I just want to make sure that you just follow. You don't need to understand all of this in great detail, but just make sure it's making sense to you, because as we go further through this, I think a lot of these pieces will fall into place. Now, here's the thing. You got some Facebook ads out. You're starting to generate some leads. The biggest mistake I see so many people making is they don't even know what a lead is. They don't even know what a lead is. So let me say this and understand this is a general rule. We heard from the two ladies a little bit earlier about how they ran a Facebook ad. The first one there had 2 buyers in a listing. The second one had a couple of people that she was working with within 24 hours. That is great. That totally happens on a regular occasion. But in general, a lead is just the contact information of a person. It's a name, email, phone number, maybe a purchase and selling time frame. They may or may not be interested in buying or selling. Maybe they just clicked an ad. Maybe they're just now thinking about buying or selling, but it's not going to be anything that they're going to be able to do until 2024. Or maybe they are dying to sell or buy next week, but we just don't know that. We don't know that as we generate the lead. It may be someone that loves to talk or not to talk to the kind of person. I get that way sometimes, just ghost everybody. Not on purpose. It's just, I'm busy, not in the mood to talk to the salesperson right now. I'll get to you when I've got a moment. So don't sit there and kill me with all your phone calls and your texts and your emails 23,000 times in 5 hours, because you're just going to piss me off. But a lead is an opportunity to continue the conversation across as many platforms as possible. So the first thing I want you to think about when you generate a lead is, I got their information. I got a phone number, so I can text them. I can call them. I got their email, so I can email them. I can invite them to a Facebook group. Listings to Leads, we can automatically drop them into a custom audience so that you can target them on social media. So when you first generate that lead, I want you to be thinking about the fact that this is someone who I can now create and continue on this conversation across multiple different platforms. But a lead typically is not someone who knows you. They don't like you. They don't dislike you, but they just don't like you yet. And they don't trust you yet. Depending on the person, they may instinctively not trust you at all in the beginning. And we got to work on that. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. It's absolutely normal, because it is in the follow-up. And again, remember I said those 5 playbooks deal with all of this. The 5 playbooks, those 5 checklists that we have, addresses all of these issues. So the way we're going to get leads to know and trust us, email follow-up that actually educates and doesn't annoy. So don't send those 1,000 word emails that no one's ever going to read. They just look at it and go, does this person think I got time for this? Delete, delete, delete. That's not helping. You got to do the phone calls with a good script. Don't be scared to call. Do call them, have your good scripts, your scripts. There's nothing worse than getting on the phone with somebody and they're humming and they're hawing. They're not getting to the point. They just sound nervous. None of that is good. Another way to get people to know and trust is seeing your short form videos or regular videos, your PDF guides, your area reviews, your reviews on local things in your local area, seeing your different postings on social media. All of these things work together. Seeing your other ads, your other posts, things from the seller. Maybe they see a post about home value, down payment assistance. They see your yard signs, and the yard signs look great. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in this call. Doing open houses. They see you doing the open houses. Again, think about how all of this stuff works together. All of this stuff works together. And here's a little synopsis here. Typically 1 to 2 years on average. But like I said, it's a numbers game. And notice how this graph, things pop in the first 3 months for sure. It's not a lot, but as you get the machine going and as you are generating more and more leads, the number of leads that are going to close faster will just start increasing because the overall lead totals are increasing as you do this consistently. And that's another really big, huge thing is consistency. That's why you're going to hear me a lot of times. I say weekly, because if you do it the first week of April, the third week of May, the second week of June, you skip July because you're on vacation. Then in August, you come back, you're not getting any traction. You're not getting any leverage. You're just really wasting your time because you'll do something and then you fall into a black hole again. You do something, you fall into a black hole again. There's no consistency. And that's why I really stay weekly with all of these things that you're going to see here. So we talked about social media. Now let's get to the farm. These can really be your best leads. Really awesome way to do it. So for the farm, we've got the nearby homeowner letter. We got postcards, we got door hangers, and a lot of our clients have phenomenal success with the nearby homeowner letter. Setting up that nearby homeowner letter, and we even give you scripts. And I really encourage circle prospecting with the like Red X, Prospect Boss. And so the beginning strategy is, hey, you know what? Door knock or send out 100 letters to your farm, right? Around a listing, or do the door hangers or mail the postcards. They work. All right. They absolutely work. But the advanced strategy is, again, we'll get to this a little bit later, but I just want to plant the seed is you mail out 100 letters right around a listing, and then you call those same 100 homes up. We've got a script. I'll show you where that script is a little bit later in this call, but then that's going to open up conversations. That's going to open up some really good conversations with homeowners in your local area there. We got postcards and door hangers for all those PDF guides. So another great way to generate seller leads is mail a postcard or drop off a door hanger to those same homes in your farm. Because again, we all get the just listed, just sold. I get those postcards all the time from agents, but getting a postcard or a door hanger around a topic that might be of interest to me, like how to sell your home in this changing market, 5 dangers of overpricing your home, 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. These are all topics that may be of interest to a homeowner in your local area. And so getting a postcard or a door hanger to them along those lines, and you got 35 plus PDF guides for homeowners, another phenomenal way to generate more seller leads. We got postcards for what is your home worth. So we got a postcard one that you see there as well, and a door hanger. And Chris Winstead, right? This guy is absolutely killing it. There are agents from his company signing up on a regular basis. And I always assume they're usually using his affiliate link, which is awesome. I love to see that. But he started with the letters. And the thing I like about what Chris did, and we talk about this down the road when we get to that, sending out those letters to people in his farm who've owned the home for 5+ years. And then he's calling them, says phone calls, bomb, letters, all of this stuff. And that's why I say all of this stuff works together. Again, it's not about just circle prospecting. It's not just about doing a Facebook ad. It's about how does all of this stuff work together to really build it up so that, again, The sum is greater than the parts. Let's listen to this.
One thing that I've had the most success with is the nearby homeowner. One thing that I've had the most success with is the nearby homeowner letter. So as soon as I listed a property, I sent out 100 letters or so. And then as soon as it went under contract, I sent them out again. And then when it sold, I sent them out again. So it worked. So from that, I've had a lot of contact with the people there. And right now, we're about to close on the third condo. And that was a direct result of those letters.
How awesome is that? So again, just let that stew in your brain for a little bit, because once we get to the actual marketing of listings, you're going to see how all of that works together, and you're going to get that whole strategy. And that was 3 condos in one building. But I don't know how big the building is, but that is 3 condos in one building. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely love it. So another great way in the farm is your listings, or your yard signs. Most yard signs I see are absolutely, I don't want to say pathetic, but they are lacking in a very major way. Every single yard sign you've got should have, just like the one, they're kind of bottom middle where it says coming soon. Every yard sign that you got should have a status writer on the top. Right below that, right below the arm, the horizontal arm, it should have the text for more information, so that someone driving by can send a text and get the mobile responsive virtual tour. You get the phone number. And then there should also be a little clear plastic flyer box with the listing flyers in that clear plastic flyer box. Coming from somebody that has one of the leading Facebook ad platforms in the industry, I am still sitting here and telling you, put the flyers on the yard sign. They're like Facebook ads. So if people are walking the dog, they can sit there and they can either send a text, you get the phone number, they get the mobile responsive virtual tour, you got follow-up. They take a paper ad or the paper listing flyer. It's got QR codes. It's got text information on there as well. Again, it's like having a Facebook ad in their hand that's going to get them off the paper and into your lead capture system. All right. So again, we got a Google ad platform in Listing to Leads. We got a Facebook and Instagram ad platform. We're building out TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels as we speak. Hopefully those will be live soon. And I am still sitting here and telling you, put the text writers or put the sign writers on your yard sign and get those listing flyers, the paper ones, in the clear plastic flyer box. Because when you do miss those, when you do generate leads from those, they are usually really good leads, because usually it's neighbors or someone that specifically drove by that property to see it. And so now they're reaching out and you're able to follow up with them. So do not miss that. You've also got FSBOs that are in your farm or sales area. And we got some amazing landing pages, eFlyers, print flyers, postcards, door hangers to go after FSBOs. You can even put in, as long as it's for the rules of your broker and MLS, which in most cases it is, but always check first if you don't know for sure. You can actually put in, and this is a phenomenal strategy for listing FSBOs, is giving that FSBO homeowner all the tools that they need to market their home, so that when they get done playing around and pretending that they're a real estate agent, who are they going to go to list their home? Finally, they're going to go to you. And I've got people that have built their business on doing just that. Similar for expired listings. So we got, again, social media posts, ads, PDF guides, print flyers, postcards, door hangers, landing pages that also target the expired homeowner. All right. So FSBOs and expires are also phenomenal ways to go after your farm. So you can see there, wow, even if you don't have listings, you can really pick a farm that's going to be good for you and absolutely dominate it. Absolutely dominate it. You see the chart here on the farm, the graph. Notice how that graph just really peaks. Look at the thing. Just there's one for social media, kind of slow beginning, and it kind of peaked down there at 12 to 24 months. Not this one. This one right here just shoots almost straight up. And that is why, hey, we want to do Facebook. Facebook is awesome. Facebook brings in a lot of leads, but we want a graph that peaks a lot sooner than 12 to 24 months. And that's for your farm. It's so awesome for you. The third big bucket is the solar sphere of influence. Absolutely awesome here. Now, if you don't have listings, don't worry about this. Or if you're brand new, don't worry about this. I'll get to that a little bit later in this call here. But even if you're a brand new agent with no listings and no database, you're going to be totally fine. But if you've got listings and obviously then you got sellers, these are absolutely phenomenal for you to really get into that seller sphere of influence. These can be seen by literally hundreds and thousands of people over the course of that listing. We got the social media postings all the way from coming soon, if you're going to do that, through just listed, active, open house, pending, and just sold. And we got eFlyers as well. And I have literally had people call support or email support wondering how is it that they are generating all these leads when they quote unquote haven't done anything. And we'll go and find out that they got sent to the seller and the seller was sharing with all of their friends. And so all of these leads are coming in from the seller sphere of influence via both email and social media. So when we get to that part of our training, you're going to absolutely love it because it's free and the branding is absolutely awesome as well. And it's absolutely hilarious because Dustin Fox here, who literally started with listings to leads as he and his wife, and he now has about a 35-person team. And at one point he had been with us for a while and his seller came to him and said, if there was something that they could share on social media, they just want to promote the house. And so as he told me the story, he goes, I remember listings to leads had something. So I went in there and I got it and I sent it to my seller. And lo and behold, I started generating leads and one of them became a listing in just a few months. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to forget to do that anymore. So again, it's about casting as wide a net, a deep a net as possible. And that's why I'm showing you the whole lead gen universe here. That's why I want you to make sure that you pay attention and that you get what we're talking about here in the beginning, because that way, once we get into the checklist, once we get into the actual things that we're doing, you're going to have a much better understanding and feel for where does it all fit in the larger picture. So here's the graph for the seller sphere of influence, somewhere in between the farm and social media, a little bit closer to the farm, peaking there, taking off nice and sharp, not as sharp as the farm, but still got a nice takeoff right there. And we're peaking out 6 to 12, 18 months out. Really good stuff right there. Really good stuff. And now the fourth bucket, the fourth area for lead generation is your database. So we got the PDF guides as follow-up emails. So in listings to leads, if you got your follow-ups in listings to leads turned on, then all of your leads are on the follow-up plan, where half the emails that they get are PDF guides, either buyer or seller or both, depending on how they're categorized. Plus we got the PDF guides. This is from an awesome client of ours. This guy has been around forever. This is like a 20-year veteran in real estate. And he took one of our guides and he segmented out his database to 300 dormant leads. He said 300 dormant leads. And he sent the email offering a PDF guide on down payment assistance. And he got that's a 10% response rate, 2 scheduled calls, 1 setting up a schedule for showing, other conversations going on, all from people who've ignored everything that he has done in the past. And now think about it. That was from sending 1 PDF guide. We've got 35 plus for buyers. We got 35 plus for sellers. You are never going to run out of content to share with your database, to share with your audience in general. But in this case, your ACE audience in particular. All right. So there's a little example of a follow-up that we've got right there. And the cool thing with our follow-up is I wouldn't use listings to leads as a CRM, obviously, but you can take our follow-up and you can port it over into Wise Agent, into Real Geeks, into Sierra Interactive. So you can take our follow-ups and drop them into your own CRM. If that's something you want to do, give our support team, they can show you how to do it. It's not that hard. It's just copy and paste text stuff. But that way you can leverage our phenomenal follow-up into whatever CRM that you're using. Another tool is the eFlyer for your database for listings. This is absolutely awesome as well. I know a lot of you will use your IDX listing alerts for this kind of a thing, or you're sending something from the MLS to your database. Absolutely awful. Stop doing that. Your IDX is not the best thing to be using for this use case. Again, I want you to be thinking about the fact that in listings to leads, all the tools are like, imagine that how a networked computer system is way better than having one laptop sitting there by itself. Having one laptop is great, but if I can have 20 laptops all networked and integrated together, what I can do with that is so much more powerful than a one-off laptop. And so think about when you see these tools and listings to leads, I want you to understand that they're all interconnected. For example, this eFlyer for the database is interconnected with a number of things. It's interconnected with the vanity URL for the listing, right to the single property website. It's got the text code in there if you're subscribed to the text service. It's got the vanity URL for your free home buyers landing page. And it's got your listings to leads, lead gen signature automatically placed into it. So automatically, without you having to do a thing, this eFlyer is ready to go. It's ready to go. And again, as we get into the step-by-step training using the checklist, you'll see exactly what I mean by that. And so the database is awesome as well. Again, look at that chart. That chart is right between the seller sphere of influence and your farm. Shoot straight up. We're kind of peaking there at about 4 to 5 to 16 to 18 months. Absolutely awesome. And again, the database is critical because all these Facebook leads are dropping into it. All the leads from the seller sphere of influence, all the leads from your farm, all the leads that you're generating from everywhere are falling into your database. And so you want to make sure that you're using the tools from listings to leads to stay on top of your database, to provide value to your database. It's not about sending that random email about, do you know anybody thinking of buy or sell? Or I'm just clearing out my database. I need to know if you're going to sell this year. Those are fine, I guess. You can do those if you want. But how about instead of that, how about we educate our audience, our buyers, our sellers? How about we educate them on things related to the home selling process, the home buying process, things to think about before you actually do it, right? So that we can have conversations with people before they select a real estate agent. So it is us that they select by default. That's what we want. You don't even want to have to get into a listing appointment. I want by the time they are ready to buy or sell, that I am their logical choice. And that's going to happen if I do these checklists every single week, or I do as much as I can every week. A little bit later, I'll get to whereas I don't expect you to start off day one doing all 5 checklists every single week. You're going to have to work your way into it. You're going to learn it. Everything's a little bit of a learning process. But as you start getting into it, you see how easy it is. You see how simple it is. You're going to absolutely love it. So here's the lead sourcing conversion summary. So here I've overlaid all of them. And again, there you can see the farm in yellow. Awesome. Then we got the database leads coming in just under that. We've got the seller sphere of influence leads a little bit below that. And then we got the internet leads, i.e. social media, in a distant 4th place. But again, now remember, the beauty about social media leads is that just the sheer number of them that you can pull in. And again, always remember, some of these leads are going to pop right away. You never know which one. So you can't get bitter. You can't get angry. You can't get mad and self-pity when maybe the first 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, they shine you off. They ghost you. They hang up on you, whatever. You're a professional that kind of comes with the territory. Tell me a profession where every single lead that comes in is ready to talk and do business. I don't think there is any. Real estate is no different. So just understand, it's a numbers game. Have your scripts prepared, have your processes prepared so that as you're talking to leads, you got a great attitude, you got a great script, and you're ready to move with the people that are also ready to move, whether it's buy or sell. So here's a little pie chart. We all love pie charts, don't we? Again, just showing you the lead sourcing conversion. Now, this is for an agent with listings and with a database. So again, what we saw at the beginning of this presentation, your social media leads are coming in at 188, farm 13, seller sphere of influence 25, your database 25, for a total of about 250 leads. And again, keep in mind, These are just rough estimates. These are average types of number ranges. Again, we're not trying to generate 188 on social media verbatim. These are just ideas. And again, things for you to hang your hat on as we go through this. Now, the next slide, for all those of you that are new to this industry, that don't have any listings, that don't have a farm, you're going to have to really lean into social media and your farm even more. And when I say farm here, you can do an open house and use the nearby homeowner letter. You can pick a neighborhood and use those door hangers, postcards for the PDF guides. You can go after the FSBOs. You can go after the expireds in your farm. There's a lot of opportunity there, even if you have no listings, to really build your business. So Cindy says, I've been getting leads out of area, how to definitely go to support for that one. I'm not really sure if there's anything they can even do for that. Facebook is going to, sometimes people out of area will see your ads. And sometimes, now keep in mind, it's not just people that live in the area, but it's also a lot of times it includes people that have been through the area. So maybe they came in and they were at a conference, maybe they were on vacation, who knows why. But the people that you're generating leads from that are out of area probably were in the area. Maybe they got family in the area that they went to visit. So I wouldn't shine those leads off. I would just think in my mind that they could very well be a relocation lead, maybe. Does that make sense? But definitely get with support if you need to on that. And yes, we are recording all of these sessions and they'll be available on YouTube. So another quick look here. Now, we've talked about the 5 core playbooks, but there are actually 7 in total. So playbook number 1, that is for listings that are for sale. So it could be coming soon, just listed, active, or open house. So all those 4 statuses would be playbook 1. And you'll typically generate between 23 and 116 leads a week, right? By using the checklist 1, right? Now, playbook 2 is for pending and just sold listings. Now it says optional, but what I really mean to say there is when you've got a pending or just sold listing, then use the checklist for that. And generally you'll get 18 to 39 seller leads. Pending is actually, I'll tell you, I looked at the statistics about a month ago, probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And the Facebook ads for a pending listing, name, email, phone number, and selling time frame, system-wide average, I believe was $8. $8 a seller lead, name, email, phone number, and selling time frame. That is a system-wide average, and thousands of dollars, about an $8 average for a seller lead. For the just sold, it was $12. Now, I have no clue why. Actually, I do have a clue, but it's not anything I can for sure say. So, again, if you got a pending listing, I'm going to highly recommend that you do the checklist for it, because those leads, especially the Facebook leads, are actually cheaper, all right, by about a third than a just sold lead. So keep that in mind. Plus, you're going to see a little bit later that it really goes into part of that branding and engagement that we want to make sure that we're keeping on top of. Now, then you got playbook 3 here for the buyer PDF guides and toolkits. Playbook 4 are the seller PDF guides and toolkits. And then playbook 5, the last of the, what I call the core 5, are for short form videos. So those are the 5 you want to make sure you're doing every single week. And you're going to work up to it. Like I said before, if you're just starting down this path, I don't expect you to be able to do all 5 checklists on week 1. But what I would like is for you to be able to complete checklist 1, right, in the first week, get through checklist 1 in the first week. Then in week 2, work through checklist 1. Or again, hopefully now it's like you're doing it in half the time. But also then if you got a pending or just sold listing, then do checklist 2. Or if you don't, go right to either playbook 3 or playbook 4, right, and do one of those. As you keep doing these, again, all of these playbooks and checklists, they build on each other. The activities around them are somewhat kind of similar, but it's obviously the call to action, the lead magnet, all of that is different in all of them, but the general structure is similar all the way through. And then here you're going to see lastly, playbook 6 for FSBOs and expireds, and playbook 7 for new construction. And I'm telling you again, I, there are people that are generating over 100 leads a week on new construction. So they do it for a little bit. They learn what are the types of new construction in my area that's really killing it. What is the getting your process down for using the tools and listings to lead to go after FISBOs and expireds. As you start nailing that stuff and as you start getting good feedback and good results, you're going to absolutely love it. You're probably going to end up doing all 7 every week as possible. After a while, you won't even need to do all 7 every week because you're going to have so much business that you'll probably have an assistant doing it, and your assistant will be doing most of these activities. Would that be awesome? You're just out. You got so many leads. You're having so many conversations. You got so many showings. You got so many listing appointments that you've got your assistant doing all of this work for you. That's exactly what we want to end up with eventually. But even here, even just the first 5 playbooks, you should be coming in at 66 to 225 leads a week. Now, if we think back on in the earlier part of this presentation, we want to make $250,000 a year. We went through that calculator, listingtoleads.com/calculator, and we found out we need to generate 250 leads a month to start hitting those goals. Even at the low end of this, 66 times 4 is about 250. It's close enough to not make a material difference. And that's at the low end of doing these 5 playbooks. Now, you could get into playbook 1 and generate 100 leads a week with that alone. And that's not uncommon. You'd have to you'd have to work super hard to do all 5 playbooks and only generate 66 leads. If you did all 5 playbooks and generated only 66 leads, I would literally congratulate you somehow for being able to do that. Because you're probably going to be 100 to 200 most likely, if not more. That's how powerful this is. So at the end of the day, listen, there's no magic bullet. There's no secret sauce. There's no shiny object that if you could only find that one program, your world is going to change. That's not how it works. You need that. I was finding something the other day. You don't need to hang out in Facebook groups all day. You don't need to scroll endlessly through YouTube and Instagram looking for ideas. You don't need to sit there and wonder every day, what should you do? Because we've got it for you. We've got the checklist for you every single day. You should know what to do to move your business and get more leads, get more buyers, get more sellers, and start getting more income. So let's go ahead and, let me show you this real quickly, because this, seriously, we have done, I think, in the last year or so, our team has done such a great job, I think, on our Instagram channel. So if you go to Instagram, find @listings to leads, youtube.com/listings to leads. Our blog is absolutely phenomenal. listingstoleads.com/blog. Those are all absolutely awesome resources. And I love Instagram because I would follow us on Instagram and comment, come on, help us out here. Go follow us on Instagram, like our post there, leave a few comments there for us. Do that every single week. Because here's the thing. On Instagram, what we're doing is we're sharing like the best ads of the week, the new features of the week, and they're really nice, like little one hitters where you can go, oh, that's a perfect thing I'm trying to do, right? Well, I think this week we're going to be putting Pat Mosley, who we saw a little bit earlier, and now she was generating off of a pending listing. In fact, I got it right here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, let me bring this over. So she generated 10 seller leads, $2.80. Wow. And that's off a just sold listing. So what do I know? Earlier, I said the just solds are averaging, what did I say, it was like $12 for a just sold right here, right? She's coming in at $2.80. And I don't know if this was on Instagram yet, but it will be. And you go to Instagram, we got link in bio. So all the posts on our Instagram channel, right? Instagram profile have link in profile to get more information about that particular post and how she did it. And I love it, man. Both of these women here, Pat and Rita, are long time clients of ours. And Rita there at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services with 54 leads at 64 cents each. Every single week, there are stories like this every single week. This is not a one-off. These are obviously, we're cherry picking some of the better results from the platform for the week, but every single week, there are people doing numbers like this every single week. Yeah. And you should be getting these emails as well. Hopefully, do all of you, does this email look familiar? So every client should be getting these emails. And if you click the email, it'll actually open up the post to where you can get more information about that email. Yeah. So again, I just hats off to our team. They're getting our social media channels dialed in. We got those emails that can go out a couple of times a week with really great training. So make sure you avail yourself to all of that stuff. Really good stuff there. And I cannot believe it is literally 3:00. How perfect is my timing? I don't think I can get any better than this. So any questions on what we've covered so far? Because next thing we're going to do is we're going to get into, let's take a few questions here. Then we'll jump into part 2. And is it Chachi? Do you consider your farm one set neighborhood? Yeah. So here's the deal. Talk to your broker, and because a farm, and I used to have all this information. There are people better than me on this, but you want to look at like how many total homes are in that area, town, neighborhood, whatever. And you look at the turnover, and there's a few other things that you can run through, like a little, I don't want to say equation, but to see if that would be a good farm for you. And what I tell people is resist the urge to send out 1,000 postcards a month. Let me back that up real quickly. Resist the urge to send out 1,000 postcards if you can't do that same number every single month. I've talked to people and they get so excited and they send out 900 postcards and then they're sitting there waiting, because here's the problem. First of all, the letters are the best. Those letters are absolutely terrific, but all of it is a combination of a couple of things. One is being in the right place at the right time, for people to see you multiple times. You know how it is. When you see something once, you may pass over it. It may not catch your attention. You may actually miss it. It may just not register in your brain for whatever reason. But when you see something 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then it starts clicking. Then you start getting used to it. Then it starts developing a pattern in your brain as well as physically being sent to you. So when you're marketing to your farm, don't do anything that you can't sustain month after month. So start small. Start with 100. And then those 100 homes would be your quote unquote farm until like maybe 2 or 3 months, I can do 200 homes. So I'm going to stay with the current 100. And maybe I'm going to move to another neighborhood for my second farm, or maybe I'm going to expand around those initial 100 homes. And now I've got 200 homes right in the same neighborhood. Chachi, does that make sense? And everybody else listening, does that make sense? Hey, if you can afford to send out 500 letters or 500 postcards a month, go for it. If you can realistically sustain that every single month. Otherwise, what happens is, I see this too often is, right, they blow their budget on sending 500 or 1,000 postcards, and now they're freaking almost destitute for another 2 or 3 months because they weren't able to meet us. That's like $1,000. That can be $1,500 that you're spending. And it's a big chunk of money when you would have been better off starting small. Like I said earlier, we're going to get into it here, calling those homes that you mail to. Man, that's your biggest bang for the buck all day long.